I hope when people are living with my furniture, my design, things don't scream. I try not to make things too shouty or showy. They're not covered in, super technical joinery. That might be there, but it's often in the background a little bit understated maybe. But I want it to feel warm, feel welcoming. We're using wood, this super warm material, so I try and design to match that. You might not notice it in the room immediately, but once you do notice it, you're like, oh, that's quite nicely made. And you'll see that it sits very nicely. It fits into its settings really well. I'm Sam Whyman. I'm a designer maker based here in Bristol, East Bristol. I design and make contemporary fine furniture using British sustainable hardwoods. I originally trained as an industrial designer and I learned a lot of good things, but I found that when I left, I wasn't that excited about making mass manufactured items. So I retrained as a furniture maker. So now I've kind of got the skill set of I can actually make the things I've been dreaming up and designing for so long. I think one of the biggest misconceptions about wood and about furniture making is this idea that it's an inert material. It's really not. It's a natural material and it's got variability and it moves. Kind of the fun of working with solid wood is working out how to work with the natural characteristics. Sometimes it goes wrong and you have things snap, you have things break. But knowing how to understand grain direction, appreciate how a board might move or might cup in time. I exclusively work with British sustainably grown timbers. I've got an arborist mate who's got a yard out in Stroud, so a lot of it comes from him. So these timbers have been felled from Bristol gardens, Bristol and Gloucestershire, but they've been felled from gardens, public spaces, some private properties. It's super local, it's super sustainable. One of my favourite designs is my Chord Chair. It's got a lot of different kind of texture and tactility. It's got that kind of smooth, organic shaping to it, contrasting with quite crisp edges. And it's got the cord, the woven aspect that has a functional purpose. It provides a bit of lumbar support to the sitter. But it also just provides this texture. It breaks up the monotony of just the wood. There's a lot of processes in it. There's a lot of kind of different craft that goes into it. It's a really fun one to make. It's quite a challenge to make. But yeah, I think it's quite striking and I think maybe it encapsulates my design process quite well. You can tell that although it's a really clean, crisp product, that it's been made by hand and that somebody's thought about it and somebody's kind of crafted on it, I think is what we're looking for.